Imagine the sting of betrayal so sharp it cuts deeper than any sword. The people you once defended, prayed for, fasted over in their darkest hours, they now circle like vultures, mocking your every stumble, plotting your downfall without cause. Your heart, once open in compassion, now reels from the shock of false accusations, slander whispered in courts and streets, nets hidden in your path by those who should have stood as allies. This is no fictional drama. This is the raw, anguished reality behind Psalm 35, a cry that echoes from the soul of David, Israel's anointed king and poet warrior. Scholars often place this psalm in the crucible of his life, when pursuit felt endless, perhaps during the long years fleeing Saul's jealous spear, when the king's own court turned venomous, or amid the shattering rebellion of his son Absalom, when family ties snapped and loyalty evaporated into treason. In either shadow, David found himself surrounded by enemies who repaid his good with evil, who rejoiced in his pain, who gnashed at me with their teeth. v. 16, like predators savoring a wounded prey. What makes Psalm 35 so arresting is its unflinching honesty. David doesn't sanitize his pain or whisper polite prayers. He storms God's throne with military precision. Contend, O Lord, with those who contend with me. Fight against those who fight against me. Number 5. He calls on the divine warrior to take up shield and buckler, to draw the spear and block the pursuer's way. VV 2-3. He pleads for reversal. Let the very traps they set for him become their ruin. Let them be clothed in shame as they tried to clothe him in dishonor. Chapter 4-8-26. This is an imprecatory psalm, one of those fierce, curse-like prayers that make modern readers uncomfortable, yet it pulses with the ancient cry for justice in a world where the wicked often prosper and the righteous suffer without reason. Yet woven through the thunder of judgment is a thread of profound trust. David remembers his own past kindness toward these very betrayers. But as for me, when they were sick, I put on sackcloth. I afflicted myself with fasting, verse 13. He mourned with them as though they were brothers. Now, in his hour of need, they repay him with glee. Still, he refuses to take vengeance himself. Instead, he hands the case to the only perfectly just judge, refusing to let bitterness consume him, but channeling it into bold supplication. Psalm 35 confronts us with uncomfortable truths. Injustice hurts, betrayal wounds deeply, and the human heart naturally cries out for vindication. It refuses easy platitudes. It doesn't say, just forgive and forget when the knife is still twisting. Rather, it models raw honesty before God, pouring out the pain, naming the wrong, and then lifting eyes to the one who sees all, knows all, and will ultimately make all things right. In this psalm, David teaches us that true faith doesn't suppress anger at evil. It brings it to the only one powerful enough to handle it. It ends not in despair, but in anticipated praise. Let those who delight in my righteousness shout for joy and be glad, and say evermore, great is the Lord who delights in the welfare of his servant. V. 27. The hook of Psalm 35 pulls us in because it speaks to every soul that has ever felt unjustly hunted, betrayed by friends, or crushed under false accusations. It invites us to stand in the courtroom of heaven, plead our cause, and trust that the judge who never sleeps will arise.